Happy Wednesday, Huskers fans. Welcome into another episode of Sports Nightly. We'll send you off to Buskers Bar in Dublin, Ireland in just a few moments. But first, we'll check in with Nebraska defensive coordinator Eric Chinander, who discussed the Huskers presenting the initial round of black shirts in Ireland today, and two new black shirts, including Marquis Buford and Colton Feast.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Marquis could have played last year. Not that he was ready to start or better than one of those guys, but I felt comfortable putting him in the game. This year he's done everything he's supposed to do. He's played some corner for us. He's played some safety for us. He's done everything right, and he's really deserved one. Colton Feast has done it the hard way. Probably one of the most favorite ones for me to give. You know, he came here. He's a walk-on from UTAN, Nebraska. He's had to work hard at it. He's done it the hard way, and he's kept fighting. He kept getting better. He's kept grinding, and he's really proved that he belongs, and he's proved that he should be out there with the ones right now.
The following Huskers were awarded a black shirt this morning: Marquis Buford, Miles Farmer, Colton Feast, Nick Henrich, Garrett Nelson, Quentin Newsom, Luke Reimer, Ty Robinson, and Caleb Tanner. In other Huskers football news, Nebraska quarterback Casey Thompson was named to the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award watch list. And in college softball news today, Michigan softball coach Carol Hutchins, the winningest coach in NCAA softball history, retired after 38 stellar years at the helm of Wolverine softball. Congratulations and all the best to Carol. In pro sports today, the NFL lost a legend as Hall of Fame quarterback and broadcaster Len Dawson passed away at the age of 87. In his storied career with the Kansas City Chiefs, Dawson won Super Bowl IV, was a 7-time Pro Bowler, and a 2-time All-Pro. Our thoughts go out to Len's family and friends, and of course Chiefs fans everywhere. This update is presented by Currency. Does your business need help financing big-ticket items like equipment, trucks, and trailers? Currency is here to help. Visit gocurrency.com for details. That's the ticker. I'm Tim Mulhaupt, and Sports Nightly is next on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who reminds you to buckle up and put the phone down.
It's a pistol set. Van Treese trips to the near side. Snap back. Stretch play right to Cook. Hit and drop. He'll lose yardage.
Garrett
Nelson firing from the backside. Brings him down. It's a loss of 2. It's now 4th down and 3.
Alex Rodriguez floats it over. Pass by Eggleston. Tight to the net. Gets it back. Swings. Block back. Nebraska's got 3 blocks. Lucy Krause, the night of her life so far. It's 13-9 Big Red.
Snap back. Play action. Taking a shot. Throwing pass. Caught by Manning at the 10. Eludes a Boilermaker to the 5. One more. Manning dives. Touchdown. Nebraska.
Light diving, dig Hampton the libero. Now Penn State right front. Johnny Parker, great up by Rodriguez. Left front swing, Matty Kubik, kill! 23-13. Lexi Rodriguez, a clinic thus far.
Huskers 2nd and goal to 6. 2 wideouts left, 2 to the near side. Ramir Johnson off to the right. They turn, give it off to Ramir, left side, cuts back at the 5. He's in! Touchdown, Nebraska! Ramir Johnson's 3rd rushing touchdown of the year.
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody on the Huskers Radio Network.
Good evening. We are in Buskers Bar here in the heart of Dublin, ready for Husker football on Saturday. The Big Red at a full practice today. And we're kind of elbow to elbow with some Husker fans that have made their way into town. I think a lot more are coming, Jessica. I think today's kind of the appetizer for what's going to hit for the fans.
Yeah, and I've heard that there's quite a few people that are coming tonight. They're having a big deal here at Buskers. And if you're walking down the street, you can't miss it. You can't miss it because it says Huskers, Buskers. I mean, the N's are everywhere. They've got all kinds of signage, a huge sign out on the street, which this is a big, busy street where a lot of people come, and it's a Temple Bar District. So it's going to be fun. I can already feel the energy, and Husker fans are the best. They're so nice. They've come up to us and chatted, and they're hanging out down here, and it should be a great week for them.
Well, it's been a good day today, and a really nice weather day, temperature in the mid-60s. A lot of clouds, no rain, though, and so a perfect day for the Huskers to go through a pretty lengthy practice. They went close to 3 hours today, but this is the heavy day of work. A lot of install, a lot of cleanup work today. The next 2 days are lighter practices for this team. You had a chance to talk to a couple of the guys afterwards. We're going to hear from both the coordinators coming up here in just a little bit. But I think today was probably pretty productive for them.
Yeah, it really was. And black shirts handed out, which I know we'll get into. And so that was special for this team. And Marquis Buford, one of those guys, his first time black shirt. Wait till you hear that interview, everybody. I mean, he is so emotional about it, and it just meant so much to him. But what beautiful weather, and everybody keeps telling us that we lucked out, that this has been the best weather that they've had in a long time, and so it is beautiful. And one of the coaches that was running around, Sean Beckton, actually he said, this is football weather. It feels like football weather around here, so it was really nice, and I think the players enjoyed the practice setup too. It was a nice field, and they seem to be having a lot of fun, too.
I know. I've enjoyed getting out of the heat of Lincoln for a couple days. I mean, yesterday we got into the low 70s. Today it's, like I said, mid-60s, but just kind of refreshing. And, yeah, it's perfect football weather for these guys. And they had a chance to check out their locker room in the stadium today. And a couple of them wandered out and kind of looked at what the stadium's going to look like for Saturday night. They're very protective here, Jessica, of that playing surface inside the stadium.
I tried to warn you. So when I came back in November, they were preparing for a big rugby match. It's a match, right?
Match.
Rugby is a match. Right? Because everybody here keeps talking about good luck on your match. And so
yes, they do.
They're telling on the plane right here, people were like, good luck on your match, good luck on your match. But anyway, so they were preparing for a big rugby match here when I was here, and I we were taking pictures and doing interviews, and I was not even on the pitch. I was kind of close to it, and they were very stern about staying off the grass. They're very stern about staying off the grass today, but that's brand new turf. It's beautiful. They're not practicing on it. It is going to be absolutely pristine by the time they run out there on Saturday.
Yeah, so they are, they're very, very protective of that. Here at Buskers, we're actually in the basement. There's kind of two levels. The upper level has a live band going on, kind of a sports bar in the basement, and we're watching cricket.
And there's a live ping pong match.
There's ping pong matches going on right in front of us too, but cricket, which I don't really have any idea what they're doing.
I've never watched a cricket match game in my life, so
yeah, they got it on us if that's what's going on here. But so no Major League Baseball, no. I would watch some soccer over cricket, I think, but that's what they have here today. All right, we're going to hear from both coordinators, Eric Chinander and Mark Whipple today. Jessica mentioned it a moment ago. The big news of the day is the black shirts were handed out today. Scott Frost mentioned Sunday that they packed them. So he goes, we couldn't give them out back in Lincoln because we put them on the plane to fly over here. So they passed them out today. 9 of them went out today, so not all 11 got them. And even Eric Chinander said, just because your starter doesn't guarantee that you get a black shirt. But what a cool moment, what a cool day, and certainly something different, passing them out in a foreign country.
Yeah, special day, always is. And even, those first-time guys are, to me, that seems really neat to get to see that and to watch Marquis Buford when he ran out on the field. He just embraced Coach Chinander and was very much emotional. But then the players and even the offensive players, too, how they were rooting on the guys, and when they were coming out, because they kind of came out a little bit later, and so when they were making their way onto the field, everybody was cheering and rooting them on. And Colton Feast was another first-timer that everybody was just really going crazy for. He obviously earned it. They don't hand those out just to anybody, and so he's a name that we've heard all throughout fall camp. And then for him to get a black shirt, I know it meant the world to him too, but you could tell how much his team thought he deserved it too, because the way that they were cheering and rooting him on. And some of the guys that did not get it yet, O'Shawn Mathis, Tommy Hill, 2 guys that will absolutely get a black shirt at some point. But I know Coach Chinander's big thing was that he wanted to give it to guys that have played on the field with this team before. And so for right now, it's guys that have played football for this team and have made their mark already. And so I don't know when the next phase will be handed out, but there's no doubt O'Shawn Mathis, Tommy Hill, some of those other guys will absolutely get a black shirt. Just for now, it's just those guys that have already played football for the Huskers.
Here are the 9 that got them. Miles Farmer, Luke Reimer, Caleb Tanner, one of the captains, Ty Robinson, Marquis Buford, who we're going to hear from later on in this hour, Quentin Newsom, also Nick Henrich, Colton Feast, and Garrett Nelson. So those are the 9 that got black shirts today. And Eric Chinander said, he goes, we're not going to give it to guys that haven't played for us yet. And so that's Tommy, that's O'Shawn. Those are guys that have not yet played as a Husker. And I can appreciate that, and I think it'll mean more to them when they get theirs, that they kind of have to go prove it on the field.
And it's not that they haven't earned it by what they've done in fall camp. It's just, once you get out on the field, and then you earn it after you've had some playing time with the Huskers. So, yeah, it's not that they haven't earned it through what they've done through fall camp. It's just that they have not played a game yet. So, absolutely, those will be hey, you're going to walk into our shot here, Scott Broom.
The ping pong went under the table.
Oh, okay.
Ping pong ball's under the table.
So
he can get down low.
Team photographer, yeah. You should know better than to walk in front of a shot.
This is what happens. I mean, you're in a sports bar, you got a hotly contested ping pong match going on right next to us.
But yeah, so those will be guys that get black shirts eventually, and who knows, some of those other new players or even freshmen that come in, and earn it throughout. But that's what's cool about it is that just because you didn't get it now doesn't mean you won't get one.
So that was huge today. We'll hear from Marquis coming up here in just a little bit. Also, coming up in hour number 2, Andy Washburn, Jeff Sheldon from the Nebraska Alumni Association. They've got a big group over here. They're going to stop by, talk about their tour, talk about what some events they have coming up this fall at some other road stops we have for Husker football. We'll get all that information from Jeff and Andy coming up in hour number 2. It is a Wednesday. College football is going. We'll have our first edition of the Blitz tonight. We're not the only Big Ten team game this weekend. Illinois plays Wyoming right after we get done. They'll be on BTN on Saturday, and then next Thursday night, another big matchup with Indiana and Illinois playing. So we'll hear from contributors from Indiana, Illinois, and Purdue, who opens next Thursday. Huge game at home against Penn State. So the Blitz coming up in the second hour as well. Our Sports Nightly Hotline brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime with 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned. You can always find what you're looking for with Woodhouse. Back with more from Buskers in the heart of Dublin. That's coming up next.
This is University of Nebraska-Lincoln student Colton Husa with Campus News. 26 Husker students participated in the Rural Fellows Learning Program. It's a 10-week summer internship across 16 Nebraska communities. Students work with local leaders to plan and execute community improvement projects. Past projects include water system improvements in Wahoo, early childhood education access in Ord, and farmers market and music festival management in Imperial.
Pass right side. Big hit. Hayden moving. Kaboom! She's been impressive.
Hey Huskers fans, this Friday, join us for a Nebraska volleyball doubleheader as the Huskers battle the Texas A&M Corpus Christi Islanders and the Tulsa Golden Hurricanes. Pre-game coverage for Game 1 against the Islanders starts at 10:30 a.m., while coverage of Game 2 against the Golden Hurricanes starts at 6 p.m. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
Discover the pinnacle of American automotive design with the all-new Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer. Woodhouse Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Blair is your Wagoneer certified dealer, delivering an experience to match the premium quality of your vehicle, making your choice easy. The all-new Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer are equipped with state-of-the-art technology, a luxurious, expansive cabin, and confident capability you would expect from this legendary SUV. Visit us in-store or online at WoodhouseChryslerJeepDodge.com.
Successful farmers must make good decisions every day. In pivot irrigation, the choice is simple. T&L exclusive hydraulically powered pivot irrigation systems are like no other. You get tough, reliable, and cost-effective irrigation. Let T&L's 60 years of irrigation experience work for you. Call your local T&L dealer or T&L Irrigation Company today. T&L, like no other.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska exists to be there with you. They are rooting for the schools and teachers who make our communities great. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska is proud to sponsor Touchdowns for Teachers and ask Husker fans to nominate outstanding educators who help Nebraska students reach their potential. If there's a teacher you want to recognize for the impact they've made in your community, find a nomination form at huskers.com/touchdownsforteachers.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Seasons change, but your land stays the same. You need the right solutions to keep you moving. That's why you rely on Acres Equipment, your premier John Deere dealership and proud partner of Nebraska Athletics. Whether you're harvesting, protecting your crops, feeding the herd, maintaining your lawn, improving your business, or letting off some steam, Acres has what you need to get the job done. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
Every day, Central Valley Ag Cooperative works with our farmers to feed the globe. Embracing the cooperative spirit, CVA's innovative products and services in grain, agronomy, feed, and energy deliver world-class value to our members. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Learn how we grow agriculture together at cvacoop.com. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
You already got the hat, the jersey, maybe even the occasional red and white face paint. So kick things off right this season and add the FNBO Husker Visa debit card to the list. Pay loud and proud for every Husker decal, t-shirt, or hot dog at the game. Wear your heart on your sleeve and in your wallet with the Husker Visa debit card. Free with any checking account from FNBO, the bank of Husker Nation. Get yours today at fnbo.com/Huskers. Member FDIC.
Save with low price lockdown from Hy-Vee. We've locked down prices on hundreds of your favorite everyday items. Prices are locked down for months and months on major leading name brands. The products that you like, the products that you want, and products that you'll want to stock up on. And all of the prices are locked down until we unlock them and lower them even more. Low price lockdown. Deals you can't beat anywhere. Only at Hy-Vee.
Hey Husker fans, it's time to gear up for the season. So let's do it right. Jerseys, hats, hoodies, and more. Shields has everything you need to show your Nebraska pride. Visit our fan shop online or in-store for the biggest and best brands in the game. You'll find the right gear to level up your team spirit with all the essentials for your pregame parking lot party. Shields, proud partner of Husker Athletics and football fans everywhere.
Discover the pinnacle of American automotive design with the all-new Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer. Woodhouse Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Blair is your Wagoneer certified dealer, delivering an experience to match the premium quality of your vehicle, making your choice easy. The all-new Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer are equipped with state-of-the-art technology, a luxurious, expansive cabin, and confident capability you would expect from this legendary SUV. Visit us in-store or online at WoodhouseChryslerJeepDodge.com.
Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center sponsored by Acres. They are the Midwest premier John Deere dealer supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody back with you at Buskers Bar in the heart of Dublin. This is the happening spot of town here in Buskers. And a lot of Husker fans going to be making their way through the next couple of days. A lot of them in town. More of them flew in today. Talking to a couple of folks from the Corn Crib who flew in today, said their flight was packed with Husker fans as well. They're arriving by the bunches.
Yeah, and we talked about this last night, but how cool was it when the team walks off the plane right when they land in Dublin and the customs area is just packed full of people, and all of a sudden the Go Big Red chants start, the Husker Power chants start, and I was right behind a couple of players, and they thought that was awesome. And so I can only imagine some of those younger players, some of the ones that are first time experiencing this, how cool that was for them to get to experience that. But yeah, it's you know, talking to a few players today and then some of the coaches and being at the event last night, this is already a close-knit team. But then going through something like this and having this kind of experience, it's only bringing them closer, and they're really enjoying getting to spend this kind of time together.
Time now for our GoCurrency.com Husker football practice report. We're going to hear from both coordinators. They met with the media after the nearly 3-hour-long practice today for the Huskers. We'll start with Eric Chenander. First question out of the gate was, how was today's workout with the team?
Yeah, it was great. You know, we came the first day, got a little run through and a little bit of a 10-minute walkthrough going, so the guys saw the place and they were used to it. But I thought they came out and practiced well today. They were ready to go. The schedule's been great. You know, the people here have done an unbelievable job getting us all the accommodations we need, and our people back home did a great job with setting the kids up for success over here.
So, Eric Chenander talking about the practice today, and I'm sure the guys were probably a little bit of rust. Probably a little sleepy when they got up today. I got a pretty good night's sleep last night. I feel pretty good today. I hope most of the team did as well.
Yeah, so I was really, really struggling yesterday, but I went to bed early, got a full night's sleep, slept about 9-10 hours, and I feel back to normal. And it seems like that was the plan for the team too, is to get acclimated, not go to sleep, don't take a nap, so that you can get a good night's sleep last night and be ready to go today. And so it seems like that worked well for them last night and today.
All right, the black shirts, we talked about it in the opening segment. That was the big news of the day. 9 of them passed out today. Coach Chenander was asked, how did you do it?
Yeah, they were hanging in their lockers today when they got here. you know, and hopefully there'll be a few more. A couple guys that, you know, maybe just got here. We're kind of waiting to see how they operate under the bright lights and when the live bullets are flying. A couple other guys are still battling for some spots, but hopefully we'll get a few more shortly. But the guys that got them, they deserved it, and they've earned those black shirts right now.
So, big moment. Walk into that area where they get dressed. It's kind of a locker room, kind of not a locker room in some ways because it's a stadium built for soccer and rugby, not nearly as many players on a team as a football team has. And we'll hear from Marquis here in a little bit. But emotional time, and every former player that I've talked to, Jessica, when they get their black shirt for the first time, it really hits them.
Yeah, and you'll see it and hear it when you hear from Marquis Buford Jr. But a couple of the guys were already in the locker room, and so, you know, for some of the guys, they already knew who was getting it, and so they got to experience them walking in. And so for a guy like Marquis Beaver, when he walks into the locker room, people started cheering for him. And so that was a cool experience, too. And I know they've done it different ways, but for some of the players to know what was coming before it even came and to be able to sit there and watch what it meant to some of those players, it absolutely means the world. And even for a guy like Garrett Nelson, who this is, his third?
Third.
Mm-hmm. So even for him, you know, this means a lot. And for a time and age when a lot of those traditions don't carry over a lot, you know, some of the younger players now don't necessarily always know about some of the traditions and the history that has happened. And that's anywhere. That's across the country. At football programs across the country don't necessarily always know or really have a true appreciation for what certain traditions mean to a program. But here, that black shirt tradition continues to mean so much to each and every group of players that come in here.
Just a big display about the black shirts and the history right outside the team locker room. So when guys come on visits to recruit, they see that, they're told about it, and that's always a goal. Get one of those things when you come in to be a Husker. Now, just because you start or are working with the ones right now does not guarantee you a black shirt. And so the coach was asked, all right, why didn't you give out 11 of them? Why did you just go with 9 today?
Yeah, just because you're a starter doesn't mean you get one. You know, and some of those guys, you know, have probably earned the right to be out there first in the starting lineup or in a package right now. We just thought that, you know, a guy that's been here for a year or two and this is his first start, it's a little different than someone that just transferred in. You know, and we want to see him react in situations. We've seen most of those other guys in a game, whether they're the starter or not. We want to see how these guys react in the game. We want to see how they, you know, play with their teammates, how they operate with the coaches. We just want to see them one more time live before we make that final decision.
All right, so the last clip here from Eric Chinen, and then we'll get a couple in from Mark Whipple, who also talked to the media today. He was asked, all right, what are you most anxious to see when this thing gets kicked off on Saturday? And here was the defensive coordinator's response.
Yeah, I want to see if these guys are who I think they are, you know, and by that I mean, will they play as hard as they have? Can they step it up a little bit? You know, I want to see big-time effort. I want to, obviously, you know, we've had as much live tackling as you get anymore in fall camp, but we got to see if we can tackle. We got to see if we can communicate and make our checks when the stadium's full. We're in a new environment. It should be a great atmosphere, and you know, like I said, the bright lights are on them. So some of these guys are starting their first game. We'll see if they can operate.
I agree.
Yeah.
I want to see what they are, too.
You know, and again, going back to what I was talking about it meaning something, you don't just hand them out to everybody, right? And so for that tradition and for it to continue to mean so much, it should be something that you have to earn and go out there and show what you can do, not just on a practice field, but do it on a game day, too.
Well, this team I know is anxious. The fans are all anxious. What does this football team, what are they going to be? What are they going to look like? Cannot wait for this thing to get going on Saturday. All right, let's switch from defense to offense. And Mark Whipple also talked to the media today, and he was asked about practice. What did it look like for the Huskers on the practice field today?
I mean, you can tell, yes, we didn't push them yesterday. It was kind of like getting it, you know. And then you could see them as the practice rolled on. They just started getting back their legs and everything else and feeling a lot better. And I think tomorrow's a fast day. We'll settle them in, and then Friday we'll clean up on a couple of things. We had a few mental mistakes today, but overall it was pretty good.
Going to be a little rusty. I mean, you've flown a long ways. Your legs are probably not quite there yet.
Yeah, I mean, I went on a walk this morning for 20 minutes and my legs were heavy. So I can only imagine running around. And, they did everything they could and have managed it and handled it the best that they can to get a team prepared. But Nebraska's not the only team that's going to be dealing with this. Northwestern is too. It's not like they're coming here and playing a team that's already been here. And, in fact, Northwestern is getting here a day after Nebraska. So, it's not like they're going to be at a disadvantage by this against the team that they're playing because it's the same thing that Northwestern is going through too.
The Cats arrived early this morning, almost 24 hours later than Nebraska did. They did have a workout at the stadium right before Nebraska did today as well. So, yeah, Jessica's right. Huskers have almost a full day jump on the Cats, getting their bodies acclimated to the new time and the new time change. Huskers will practice again tomorrow, and then Friday is not intense, but it's more urgent is what I think Friday's practice will be. Here's Mark Whipple talking about trying to work them hard, but also just make sure they're ready to roll on Saturday.
Good. Yeah, running good. In fact, they were much, as I said, we worked them hard before we came out and got a lot of routes that way, but we want to get some things today. And I really like that. We had a few misses, but I'll clean those up on Friday. But we really don't want to run real hard on Friday. We want to get our speed and be there for Saturday.
It's always how do you get them to peak? You don't want them to peak on a Wednesday or Thursday. You want them to peak Saturday when they put the ball on the tee.
Yeah, and, I went to practice today and was working in and out and noticing a little bit, but they didn't, I don't think they didn't go full on out because you don't want that today.
Right.
And so, they'll build it up as you go, but it's just all about managing, making sure that you're ready to go. I also had an fascinating conversation with sports psychologist Mariah Bullock, who worked with Garrett Nelson, about managing your mentality and your energy. And it's not just about what you do physically. It's about managing all of the mental part of it too, which is what I know that they're making an emphasis on too, is just making sure that, hey, we got a lot of stuff going on and we're doing a lot of different things, but you got to manage your mindset too as you approach game week 2.
All right, there's your practice report today. Been presented by Currency. Does your business need quick, easy, and secure financing for equipment, trucks, and trailers? All you need is Currency. Visit gocurrency.com.
Hey, we got some fans coming in here. Should I do it?
Turn the camera out? Sure. There we are. They picked up the cue.
Yeah.
Well done. Husker fans are ready. Nice. Again, this is the appetizer. We expect tomorrow night when we're back here at Buskers again, 7 o'clock Dublin time, that it'll be jacked up even more tomorrow with a lot more Husker fans in Dublin. Some of them are out on the countryside seeing the castles and all the fun things that this country has to offer. When we come back, we're going to hear from one of the black shirts, Marquis Buford. He's going to join us next.
It's time to amp up the fun now during the Ford Summer Supercharged sales event. Just move on up. Get great offers on select Ford vehicles, and you'll not only bring back the fun, you'll supercharge it. So stop by the Summer Supercharged sales event at your Ford dealer and discover how Ford can take your summer to a whole new level. Not all models, trims, or features may be available. Contact your dealer for information. Just move on up.
The name of our new promotion says it all. Powerball First Millionaire of the Year. Through September 12th, buy a Powerball with Power Play ticket at any Nebraska Lottery retailer and enter the voucher number to win a trip to New York City for New Year's Eve on December 31st, 2022. Plus, you'll also get a chance to win $1 million and become the Powerball First Millionaire of 2023. Remember, this promotion ends on September 12th, so plan ahead and play today. Powerball top prize odds 1 in 292 million.
Let Shelter Insurance get you in the game this football season. The Nebraska Huskers are gearing up for another big year, and this is your chance to win tickets from Shelter Insurance and the Husker Radio Network. Contact a Nebraska Shelter agent, and they'll register you for a chance to win tickets to one of 4 home football games this season. Only Shelter agents can register you, so call, email, or drop by for your chance to win. Find an agent near you at shelterinsurance.com/Huskers and ask them to register you to win.
You already got the hat, the jersey, maybe even the occasional red and white face paint. So kick things off right this season and add the FNBO Husker Visa debit card to the list. Pay loud and proud for every Husker decal, t-shirt, or hot dog at the game. Wear your heart on your sleeve and in your wallet with the Husker Visa debit card. Free with any checking account from FNBO, the bank of Husker Nation. Get yours today at fnbo.com/Huskers. Member FDIC.
We might have just come out with our most refreshing Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer yet. It's called the Essential Collection. It's made with coconut water and real fruit juice, so it's always going to have a real refreshing fruit taste. Can refreshing get any more refreshing? Yep, it can, and it just did. Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, made with coconut water and real fruit juice for superior taste. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, IRC Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
I'm so glad we called SOS. RAC is the coldest.
I'm always the coldest.
SOS to the rescue.
Hey, this is Dakota Crawford, wide receiver from Louisiana, now playing in Lincoln. When your AC isn't the coldest, you call SOS Heating and Cooling. Their techs don't make commissions, so they give you an honest opinion, fair pricing, and longer warranties than the competition guaranteed. Take it from the coldest. We will keep you cool this summer.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Thanks for calling Toyota. This is Jan. How can I help?
Hi, thanks for telling my family and me about Toyota's national sales event.
Oh, you're welcome.
We got a new RAV4 during the event, and it's been great.
Well, that makes me happy. Right now through September 6th, it is the best time to drive off in a new Camry Hybrid, Tacoma, and more. So what are you up to?
You know, we took the RAV4 to a great spot. We've hiked, rafted, and now we're exploring a cave.
Amazing. You're inside a cave right now?
Yep.
Well, I'm glad the RAV4 could make it all happen.
Yeah, my wife talked me into spelunking. I'm actually a complete and absolute amateur. Huh, I could have done without the echo on that.
Toyota's national sales event is on. Visit your participating Toyota dealer today to enjoy every last second of summer. Toyota, let's go places. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Dealer inventory may vary. Event ends September 6th.
Here's to the locals, raised right here in the Western Corn Belt. The strong ones. We help them grow stronger, making world-class genetics research and technology local. The cutting-edge yet common-sense agronomy, the shake-em-up yields. Because we're born and raised here too, and we'll keep raising the bar to ensure you only get the best at Hogemeyer. Raised local, raised right here. Learn more at therightseed.com.
Let Shelter Insurance get you in the game this football season. The Nebraska Huskers are gearing up for another big year, and this is your chance to win tickets from Shelter Insurance and the Husker Radio Network. Contact a Nebraska Shelter agent, and they'll register you for a chance to win tickets to one of 4 home football games this season. Only Shelter agents can register you, so call, email, or drop by for your chance to win. Find an agent near you at shelterinsurance.com/Huskers and ask them to register you to win.
Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, which is where Andrew and Tim are tonight, sponsored by Acres. They are the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. The Husker non-conference home games, which start in a little over a week with North Dakota coming to Memorial Stadium, those all have been sold out. There are tickets available, though, for the 4 Big Ten games, and Husker Athletics is offering a Big Ten mini plan. For $200, that'll get you a ticket to the Indiana game, the Illinois game, the Minnesota game, and the Wisconsin game for $200. So if you want some information about that, go online at huskers.com/tickets. All right, big story of the day over here is that the black shirts were handed out. 9 of them passed out today. Probably will add to them as they move through the season as well, but 9 today. A couple of guys getting them for the first time. Colton Feast, what a great story, walk-on from UTAN, and Marquis Buford, who played every game last year as a true freshman, mostly on special teams. He has worked his way into that secondary and gets rewarded with a black shirt, and you caught up with him earlier today.
Yeah, they had a couple of the guys that have already had black shirts available for the media today, but when I was standing out there on the field and saw Marquis Beaver's reaction when he ran out onto the field and just embraced Coach Chenander, embraced Coach Frost, I was like, I got to talk to Marquis Buford. I'm sorry if I could pull him to the side. So I was the only one that got to talk to him today, and I'm telling you it was worth it. Here's Marquis Beaver Jr. after practice today. All right, here with Marquis Beaver Jr. Well, how does this feel to have this jersey on?
Hey, this is the biggest honor I've ever received in my life. A lot of the time going through high school, middle school, I was overlooked, overshadowed and stuff. So being able to come in and earn this and see that the coaches see that I'm working hard, grinding every day, it just means a lot. And I couldn't be more grateful for the coaching staff and the opportunity that they're giving me right now.
So you run out on the field. You seemed a little bit emotional. You gave a long hug to Coach Chenander. So when you saw that and it has your number on it and your name on it, just how special was just today?
I cried when I seen it. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I walked in the locker room. Guys were smiling at me. I'm like, what's going on? Da, da, da. I finally get to my locker, and I just see it hung up in my locker. So, I was excited, and honestly, I don't think words can even describe the feeling I was going through at that point in time.
What'd you say to Coach Chenander?
I told him I love him. That's all I said. I said, I love you, Coach, and I got you for life. So.
Did it provide a little extra juice today at practice for you?
I always come out with the juice, but of course, being recognized as a black shirt is gonna add a little burden to the juice. So I'll say it gave me an extra tiny little notch.
You guys have had a couple of days here in Ireland. Overall, how's the experience been so far?
Oh, it's a once in a lifetime experience, honestly. Being able to come out here and it's different. We not only focused on football, we're focused on learning about a different culture and really seeing how people live outside of the States. And it's crazy how different it is out here, from people driving on the opposite side of the road to the traffic lights. It's crazy, but it's different, and I'm enjoying it and taking in everything.
Is there one thing in particular you've learned or taken away so far? Other than the driving on the wrong side of the road?
The coolest thing I've probably seen was we went to I can't remember, it was a cathedral yesterday, and they have their original copy of the Magna Carta. Wow. And that was probably the best anything I've seen since I've been here. So
this is a close group. You guys have been close, but how much can an experience like this bring you even closer together?
Really close. Honestly, we're with each other all day, in the hotel with each other all day, going on excursions and trips around the city and everything all day. So honestly, just we're not doing anything but bonding. So we have no choice but to love each other, or it's just not going to work out. So, but we have a great group of guys here, and everybody's positive for the most part. So it's been fairly easy getting along and going on through this trip without feeling any aggravation or anything like that.
All right, let's talk about Northwestern. What's a game prep been like to prepare to get ready to play with Northwestern, especially with no game yet, and so no game film to study yet?
Honestly, just staying in my playbook, knowing all my assignments to any situation they can put us in, and on top of that, going back and looking at the stuff they did last season, because a lot of the times teams come back and they do the same. Coaches tend to have the same tendencies. So a lot of the stuff that they were running last season, we're banking on it not changing a lot. So just going through all the film, trying to find any keys or tendencies from players that are still there this year to, take advantage of in the game.
I've talked to a couple of their defensive players about this, but how much pride are you guys taking as a defense to come out and set the tone? With a new offense and new players, it typically does take the offense a little bit longer to get going. So how much pride are you taking in, hey, we got you, we'll set the tone in this one?
We want to get on the field first, so we can be the first to show everybody in the world what Nebraska has to offer this year. And honestly, I feel like the offense has that same mentality. So whoever gets put on the field first is going to be a scary sight. So I just can't wait to see everything unfold.
What's the key for the Black Shirts' defense to go out and have a successful first game?
Play together. If everybody plays together and everybody focuses on their one job, then everything else will take care of itself, we don't need anybody being superheroes because we're all superheroes. It's like the Avengers out there. So if everybody just handles their part of the deal, then we're going to be perfectly fine out there.
You nervous yet? Do you get nervous? I mean, I know you played, but in this role this year, are you going to be a little nervous?
I feel like nervous and butterflies are kind of two different things. When you're nervous, you're not really prepared.
Right.
But I'll say I have a little bit of butterflies, you know, being that this is my first potential start in my college football career on the defensive side of the ball. So that definitely has given me some butterflies. But I wouldn't really say nervous or anything because I've been doing everything this offseason and up to this point to be prepared for this moment.
Great stuff, as always. Can't wait to see you out there, and congrats on that black shirt.
Thank you.
Greg, I know that I've said I have a lot of favorites, but Marquis Buford Jr. is moving up that list. I mean, he's so impressive every time I talk to him. And, hey, how about that? There's another black shirt that said, hey, put us on the field first, Coach.
They do want it, don't they? And I love that mentality, and
Yep.
Coach Shenander deserves credit because he's kind of built that into these guys. Man, the coaches have raved about this young man since he stepped on campus. A lot of Husker fans maybe didn't realize how much he played last year because this was on kickoff return or punt return. But I think he's going to be special.
He's ready. You can tell he's ready. His confidence, his maturity, everything. And he's just a sophomore. That's what's crazy is, you know, he really attacked his freshman year, even though knowing a lot of guys might sit back and pout, being that they weren't coming in and playing right away. But, boy, he really took pride in his role on special teams, did everything he could to learn so that he would be ready when his moment came. And his moment is this season. I mean, he's had a great fall camp. He's an energy guy. He is running up. He missed one practice that I was out there, and he was running up and down the sidelines, hyping up his guys. I mean, you heard him talking about he always brings the juice. He really does. And so I think he's going to be really key, and I think he could potentially have a great season for the Black Shirts this year.
Future captain. Right?
Yeah. I mean, the way that it's going right now, there's no doubt about it. He's probably like a Garrett Nelson.
Yep.
Where it comes for his time, you're like, that's a guy.
Reminds me a little bit of Cam Tater-Britt at that age. Sophomore year, you're like pretty confident for a guy, but also has that aura about him that you're like, yeah, kid's special.
And again, the players, his teammates love him. I mean, just the way that they were all reacting today when I was interviewing him, and then when he got his black shirt, everybody cheering for him and embracing him, and he's so well liked in the locker room too. And again, just as a sophomore, when there are quite a few older guys on this team, and especially on this defense, the fact that he's come in and been able to step right in there and make that mark and be so well accepted speaks volumes about the kind of player and character that he has.
Love this talk about people driving on the wrong side of the road and all.
Right?
That's what jumps out at you, doesn't it?
Hey, so today we had an Uber, we had a taxi, and last night we were talking to the Uber driver, and he was saying, yeah, you know, sometimes people from the United States try to get in on my side, and I was, you know, kind of laughing about it, and I'll be darned if I did not do that today when we tried to get in the Uber. I went around and opened up the door and was like, trying to get in on the driver's seat.
Yeah, they're like, no, other side. If you're going shotgun, you got to go the other side of this thing. Yeah, it is different, bizarre. But I'll tell you, so many nice people. They
nice.
are really nice.
Yep, I told you that you know they had talked about once they heard Nebraska nice. It's kind of similar. So kind people, and they are happy to have Nebraska here and Northwestern, but mostly Nebraska people here this week.
Well, we are in Buskers, which is kind of a two-tier place. Upstairs, they have a live band. Downstairs, kind of a sports bar area, ping pong tables, foosball tables. There's a pool table back there. Nobody playing pool. We had a really hotly contested ping pong game earlier. In fact, the ball rolled underneath my feet, but I couldn't get out and grab it. So Scott Brune came over and picked that up for us, so that was kind of cool. Mike Krieger, who is the voice of Pierce High School football, here. Going to miss their opener Friday. But he's here rooting on the Huskers. We'll give him a pass on that. All right, we're back to wrap up Hour 1. Sports Nightly here at Buskers. Next.
At Groundworks, we take great pride in helping our Nebraska neighbors keep their homes healthy. From repairing foundations to waterproofing basements to fixing crawl spaces or lifting concrete driveways. We'd like to think our customers choose us because of our attention to detail or the fact that we're the nation's leading foundation solutions provider. What gives our customers the most comfort is we're right here in Nebraska. Visit groundworks.com for a free estimate. Groundworks. Foundation solutions crafted with pride. The official foundation company of the Huskers.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Families who travel to Nebraska's only Ronald McDonald House are facing extremely uncomfortable situations. Their child is sick in an unfamiliar city, unsure of how to handle it all. But when they walk in the Ronald McDonald House, they can find comfort in the little things. A quiet moment away from the bombardment of beeps and buzzes in a hospital room. The taste of a home-cooked meal. A calming voice saying it'll be okay. Help us provide the little things that make a big difference. Support a one-night stay for a family in need by visiting rmhcomaha.org/Huskers.
At Nebraska, our people will always be our greatest asset. Day by day, donors give our teams the best opportunity to compete and win through their generous donations. Our vision for the future is ambitious and requires help from those who want to see Husker athletics excel at the highest level. Go big and join thousands of other Huskers Athletic Fund members with your gift today at huskers.com/donate. Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Triple B Feed has the products to help your cows thrive. Whether it's weekly delivery of consumption-controlled Lumix liquid minerals with protein or Redmond natural mineral salt for livestock or humans, Triple B has you covered. Let Brian and Brad Blahorn take some of the stress out of your beef production this year. For more information and other products, visit triplebfeed.com. Triple B Feed, helping you and your cattle.
Do you want your date to wait for your interlock device to let you drive? Your kids to ask why you have an ankle bracelet? Or your boss to see your criminal history? Do you want to miss important life events because of house arrest? Get a ride. A DUI costs more than you think.
Brought to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Sports Nightly Hotline is always brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime. With 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned, you can always find what you're looking for with Woodhouse. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody. We are at Buskers. It's Huskers. Take away the H, put on the B. That's where we are, in the heart of Dublin.
And how about this? So their typical script is in cursive. So that wasn't just created for this, so it matches up perfectly with the Huskers cursive. So the sign, again, that's outside and kind of a lot of the logos are both, it's still Buskers cursive font that they use all the time, and then the Huskers cursive font.
And if you're watching us on the YouTube stream, we got a great little banner of the game.
I'm
it's the
going to
actual
try to
banner.
steal this. I'm going to try to steal it. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to try to steal this and hang it behind me in the radio studio.
That'd be cool.
Because, you know, they have to switch out the helmet all the time in the volleyball. Let's just hang this up back there.
Now, volleyball and basketball may not like that being there all the time, so. And by the way, there is a trophy on the line for this game.
Yeah,
it's in the
I
poster.
was reading about post-game, and they said after the trophy presentation, and I was like, wait, there's a trophy.
Yeah, they're going to hand out a trophy. So there is something
There's another
more.
trophy game.
Another trophy game. So, yeah, there is something at stake other than just winning, getting your season off to a good start here for this game on Saturday. Last night, we had hour number 2 was our volleyball show with John Cook, John Bader. They announced the captains for Husker volleyball. Maddie Kubik, Kenzie Knuckles were 2 of the captains, and I'm drawing a blank. Who's
Lexi Rodriguez.
Surprise?
Nope, not at all.
Surprise, no Nicklin.
Well, and yes, or initially yes, but then after talking with Nicklin a lot about her role this year and she doesn't want to be someone, because with this COVID stuff and having the extra years of eligibility, it can be tough for some of the younger players to come in and feel like it's their team, and I would imagine she probably approached it as such that, and they love her, don't take that any wrong way, because I mean, Andrew and I went out to their intro video shoot and seeing the way that she interacts with the players, I mean, doing TikToks, they love her, they adore Nicklin. This is purely speculation on my part, wouldn't be surprised if she kind of approached it like, hey, I've had my time. I'm going to be around, and I want to help and do whatever this team needs. But, hey, it's somebody else's time to lead this team.
One of the Husker fans that came in here had Husker Volleyball shirt.
Of course.
Did you see that fan earlier? It was
Yes.
down here. Coach Cook did call Nicklin our captain emeritus. That, she is a captain, even though she doesn't have the C on the jersey.
Yep.
That everybody realizes that she's a big part of the leadership structure of that program.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. She is going to be a leader and help this program along. And I think above everything else, I think what's the biggest part of Nicklin still being around is helping a player like Kennedy Orr, which we've referenced some. But when I talked to Nicklin this summer, and she had talked about how it's not easy being a freshman setter at Nebraska or first-time setter. Kennedy will now be I think redshirt. She still has a redshirt, right? Or did she?
She's a sophomore.
Okay, so she only played in a couple games. That's the one thing about volleyball is there's no 4-game rules.
Right.
So once she stepped on the court, she burned it. So she didn't play a whole lot last year, but basically kind of a freshman as far as game experience goes. And so Nicklin talked about how she will be able to provide that. And that's got to be huge for Kennedy to be able to have a sounding board like Nicklin Hames, who's been there, done it, and to help her through some of the challenges that come along with that.
Again, Husker Volleyball, 2 matches on Friday, 11 a.m. against Texas A&M Corpus Christi, and then at night, Tulsa will be there for a 6:30 first serve at the Devaney Center. They'll play 3 matches over the weekend. Pepperdine will be the match on Saturday. And speaking of Nicklin's sister plays for Pepperdine, so she'll be out of the court Saturday when the Huskers take on Pepperdine. We are in the heart of Dublin, Buskers Bar. The bones are being thrown in here. Folks having a good time coming out, seeing some other Husker fans here. The team had a great workout today, almost 3 hours, kind of their heavy day of the week to get ready for the game on Saturday with Northwestern. Tomorrow, we will hear from the head coach. He will meet with the media after practice tomorrow, and then we also will have our first picks segment of the year, dubbed the Revenge Tour by Andrew Dowdy.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Not
Molly Robinson, our intern, who's a Scarlet, is going to participate this year.
Good.
So, you know what? And I gave Andrew a hard time because when I asked her to do it, he was like, well, at least maybe I'll have someone that's maybe at the bottom with me so I could beat. And I was like, oh, no. I was like, Molly, you better beat him.
So we're looking forward to that. All right, next hour, got some guys from the Nebraska Alumni Association going to pop in here and chat about what they've been doing with their tour. We got our Big Ten Blitz. We'll have more information about what's been happening in Dublin. The team has hit a couple of touristy spots in their first 2 days here. Another one tomorrow. It might be Guinness. Might be.
It's an educational experience. I've been, and it's it won't be as much as you think, oh, we're going to go drink a bunch of Guinness while you're there. It's a lot of the learning. There's a lot of history being taught on this, and Guinness has a big mark on business and how they came about throughout the history and what is the when they banned alcohol? What is that?
Prohibition.
Prohibition. I was like, coalition.
Yep.
That is not right.
Prohibition.
Prohibition. So all of that, they walk you through all of that, and so it's a cool experience even if you don't have a drop of Guinness. So.
Very good. So 1 hour in the books from Buskers. Another hour to go here tonight. And again, if you know somebody that's over here, tell them we're back here tomorrow night. Local time, 7 o'clock in Buskers. Kirk Hartman working hard. Making sure we're getting our video stream up and running back for our YouTube stream here of Sports Nightly. Buckle up, put that phone down. It's a reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. 1 hour down, 1 more to go. We'll have that for you coming up.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
We might have just come out with our most refreshing Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer yet. It's called the Essential Collection. It's made with coconut water and real fruit juice, so it's always going to have a real refreshing fruit taste. Can refreshing get any more refreshing? Yep, it can, and it just did. Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, made with coconut water and real fruit juice for superior taste. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, IRC Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
It's more powerful than the legendary Husker Option Offense. more powerful than the black shirt defense. It's the sun, and you can harness its power with JTech Solar. JTech, the official solar energy experts of the Huskers, can help you shrink your energy bills and start saving money now. Solar power is clean, affordable, and it's dependable because the sun always shines on the Huskers. JTech Solar for your home, business, or agriculture energy needs. Visit jtechsolar.com.
They give it off to Yant. Dive! He's in! Touchdown! Nebraska!
Stop by Nicklin Head! Mind blocks!
Hey Huskers fans, this Saturday, join us for a jam-packed day of Husker sports beginning at 7:30 a.m. with Huskers game day against Northwestern. We'll take you through pregame from kickoff to the final whistle and all the way through to the last phone call on Big Red Reaction. At 6:30 p.m., Nebraska volleyball pregame coverage begins for Nebraska's showdown with Pepperdine. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
Farmers Mutual of Nebraska is proud to support Husker athletics. Having a confident teammate beside you makes all the difference when it comes to protecting what matters most. With a proven track record of dependable coverage, unmatched financial strength, and a prompt claim service team right here in Nebraska, that's insurance kept local. Visit fmne.com to contact an agent for a quote today. Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, always alongside you.
Happy Wednesday, Huskers fans. Welcome into another episode of Sports Nightly. We'll send you off to Buskers Bar in Dublin, Ireland in just a few moments. But first, we'll check in with Nebraska defensive coordinator Eric Chenander, who discussed the Huskers presenting the initial round of black shirts in Ireland today, and 2 new black shirts, including Marquis Buford and Colton Feast.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Marquis could have played last year. Not that he was ready to start or better than one of those guys, but I felt comfortable putting him in the game. This year he's done everything he's supposed to do. He's played some corner for us. He's played some safety for us. He's done everything right, and he's really deserved one. Colton Feast has done it the hard way. Probably one of the most favorite ones for me to give. He came here. He's a walk-on from UTAN, Nebraska. He's had to work hard at it. He's done it the hard way, and he's kept fighting. He kept getting better. He's kept grinding, and he's really proved that he belongs, and he's proved that he should be out there with the ones right now.
The following Huskers were awarded a black shirt this morning: Marquis Buford, Miles Farmer, Colton Feast, Nick Heinrich, Garrett Nelson, Quentin Newsom, Luke Reimer, Ty Robinson, and Caleb Tanner. In other Huskers football news, Nebraska quarterback Casey Thompson was named to the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award watch list. And in college softball news today, Michigan softball coach Carol Hutchins, the winningest coach in NCAA softball history, retired after 38 stellar years at the helm of Wolverine softball. Congratulations and all the best to Carol. In pro sports today, the NFL lost a legend as Hall of Fame quarterback and broadcaster Len Dawson passed away at the age of 87. In his storied career with the Kansas City Chiefs, Dawson won Super Bowl IV, was a 7-time Pro Bowler, and a 2-time All-Pro. Our thoughts go out to Len's family and friends, and of course, Chiefs fans everywhere. This update is presented by Currency. Currency makes financing quick, easy, and secure for heavy machinery, ag equipment, trucks, trailers, and more. Visit gocurrency.com for details. That's the ticker. I'm Tim Mulhaupt, and Sports Nightly is next on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who reminds you to buckle up and put the phone down.
It's a pistol set. Van Treese trips to the near side. Snap back. Stretch play right to Cook. Hit and drop. He'll lose yardage.
Garrett
Nelson firing from the backside. Brings him down. It's a loss of 2. It's now 4th down and 3.
Alex Rodriguez floats it over. Pass by Eggleston. Tight to the net. Gets it back. Swings. Block back. Nebraska's got 3 blocks. Lucy Krause, the night of her life so far. It's 13-9 Big Red.
Snap back. Play action. Taking a shot. Throwing pass. Caught by Manning at the 10. Eludes a Boilermaker to the 5. One more. Manning dives. Touchdown. Nebraska.
Light diving, dig Hampton and libero. Now Penn State right front. Johnny Parker, great up by Rodriguez. Left front swing, Matty Kubik kill. 23-13. Lexi Rodriguez, a clinic thus far.
Huskers 2nd and goal to 6. 2 wideouts left, 2 to the near side. Ramir Johnson off to the right. They turn, give it off to Ramir. Left side, cuts back at the 5. He's in. Touchdown, Nebraska. Ramir Johnson's 3rd rushing touchdown of the year.
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody on the Huskers Radio Network.
And we are back in the heart of Dublin in a place called Buskers. It's easy to remember because instead of the H, it's got a B. Even the script of Buskers looks like a Husker script on the logo for this place. 2 levels to it. We're in the basement, not because they don't like us, but upstairs they have live music. Down here it's more of a sports bar theme, and so they had cricket on earlier. They do now have soccer on in the TVs down here in the basement of Buskers. Back here again tomorrow night, same time. If you know somebody that's going to be in Dublin, wants to hang out with some Husker fans, 7 o'clock local time in Dublin for Sports Nightly tomorrow night. Well, the Nebraska Alumni Association, a great friend of ours at HRN, and they got a couple representatives that are over here to greet all these Husker fans that have made this journey over to Ireland and to Dublin and other points around the country. Andy Washburn, Jeff Sheldon. Andy, 22 years. You're like the grand poobah of the Alumni Association.
I have, and this is my 2nd trip to Dublin.
Is that right?
I was actually here in 2000 with the Cornhusker Marching Band. We played the St. Patrick's Day Parade, and I'm told we had a great time.
That's all you remember.
That's right.
Well, the band, 50 members of the band are coming. They'll be here tomorrow. It'll be great to see them.
Yep, very exciting. Very, very great opportunity for those kids to come over and experience a little bit of the international experience with the Big Red Pep Band.
And also, it's like bands, pep bands, marching bands, not really part of the European sporting experience that much either.
Exactly
so
right.
Kind of a nice way to show everyone, all the locals here in Dublin, a little bit more about American college football.
Those are the golden tones of Jeff Sheldon. Not a 22-year employee, year 3 of the Alumni Association, correct?
Yep, absolutely. And we get to do great things like this. Come on over to Dublin and take care of all the Husker fans and alumni and friends who are making this a once-in-a-lifetime experience, which it really is.
What a cool thing. And we all three know how well Husker fans travel to follow and root on the Huskers. I guess they're expecting more than 10,000 Nebraska fans to be at the game on Saturday. I guess that wouldn't surprise either one of you.
No, not at all. And, we don't have a huge alumni base in Dublin. We're hoping that this trip will be a good introduction to the folks in Ireland about the university and opportunities to study abroad at the University of Nebraska. And likewise, it's a great opportunity for some of our fans and our alumni to come over here, experience a different culture, meet different people, experience different food, see the sights, see the history. It's just been a really fun opportunity all around.
Well, Buskers tonight and tomorrow, Jeff, there's some other things that alums, if they talk to somebody that's already here, where can we point them to go maybe gather with some other Huskers in the next couple of days?
Well, I mean, Buskers is the official Husker bar, but if you know anything about Husker fans, and the number of them that are going to be over here, they're making pretty much every bar here in the Temple Bar Entertainment District their the official bar. But we do have some events coming up this week. We've got a pep rally that's going to be on Friday at Marion Square Park. There's the Little Red Tailgate that some folks are going to. That's at Aviva Stadium on Saturday. And we know that there's some of the tours that we're involved in. It's not just here in Dublin. It's Nebraska fans and alumni being able to go around Ireland, the beautiful historic country, and see the sights there. And we even have a tour, I think, up in Northern Ireland as well. So everyone kind of converges on Dublin tomorrow. At least I think tomorrow's Thursday. And then everyone's ready to go on Saturday for the game.
Guys, trust me, after you get a good night's sleep tonight, you're going to feel more like yourselves tomorrow morning when you wake up.
All right.
It's going to happen.
I'll take your word for it.
It's going to happen. If you've been on social media at all for the last 5-7 days, you've seen so many pictures of people in Belfast or Kilkenny or all those great spots around here. So there's so many tours. What a great opportunity to come over here and root the Huskers on maybe at the end of the trip and go see some beautiful country over here. It's really cool. All right, football season is now officially underway. What do we have, guys, that alums that are going to be kind of wrapped around some football weekends coming up?
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to have a really fun event that we're trying for the first time ever for the Friday, the day before the Oklahoma game, so I believe September 16th. We're going to have a Beat OU drive-through tailgate where from 11 to 1 over the lunch hour, you're going to just drive your car through the circle driveway at the Wick Alumni Center at 1520 R Street in Lincoln, right at the edge of the UNL campus. We're going to get you pizza from Valentino's. We're going to get you lunch. We're going to get you some Husker swag. We're going to get you some photo opportunities, all without having to leave your car if you don't want to. So we're excited to try this, see how it goes. The Beat OU drive-through tailgate is going to be on the Friday noon hour, the day before Nebraska plays Oklahoma. And then we are starting a new partnership this year with some bars in town for Alumni Fridays, where you're going to be able to get some drink specials if you are a member of the Nebraska Alumni Association, and just kind of spread that Husker spirit and some more member benefits for being a member of the Alumni Association.
Andy, how do they join?
Well, you can join online, huskeralum.org. You can go to our app. We have an app you can download from either the Google Play or the Apple Store. But we are open. You don't have to have been a graduate from the University of Nebraska to support what we do. You can be a fan. You can be a friend. You can be someone who attended a couple semesters and decided to go back to the family farm or start a career early. As long as you support what we're doing at the Nebraska Alumni Association to connect alumni, to engage with students, to help them have a better experience, to help them do better in their careers, we'd love to have you in our ranks.
Fantastic. Well, you mentioned the pep rally Friday. I know the Chancellor's going to talk. Scott Frost is going to say a few words. Trev Alberts. That should be a blast. The pep bands, cheerleaders will be there. It'll be like an old-fashioned pep rally. I love that.
I don't know that anyone's having more fun on this trip than UNL Chancellor Ronnie Green. I mean, you can go to his Twitter account, and he's got pictures of him in kilts and highlighting his Scottish heritage. I believe he was on the tour up in Edinburgh. Like, Chancellor Green, no one's having more fun than him.
Living his life.
I don't know that any of the three of us could pull off a kilt. I don't think I could.
I could try. I think I got the legs
I've
for
still
it.
got my marching band calves. I think, those calves never go away.
Well, the band's been busy. They had a great crowd, Andy, at the marching band event last Friday night at the stadium. That was awesome.
Yep, and that's a great event. If you've never been out to that before, there was probably 9,000 or 10,000 people there that pack in for that the band exhibition. That's the first time they've been able to do that in a couple of years because of the pandemic. So I know that the directors, Tony and Doug, they were very excited to be back in the stadium, to have fans in the stands, and showcase what the band can do.
And it's always kind of a mini reunion as well. A lot of former band alumni from the Cornhusker Marching Band, if they're still in the area, will go to Memorial Stadium and watch that exhibition. I have some friends that go to it every year. So it's another part of like the UNL experience. If you were part of that, it just kind of stays inside of you.
Indoctrinate the children early.
Yeah. I think last year's got thunderstormed out. I
Oh,
want
yeah.
to remember right. I think they were there, and then we had one of those late
That's
afternoon storms, and they go, I got to
Mhm.
call it off, and they were so disappointed. Last week was a great week because you had that going on. They had the freshman orientation on Friday night. The chancellor was there. They formed that big, they all line up on the end and take that big class picture, and then you had the Boneyard Bash Saturday night for football and the red-white scrimmage for volleyball. Jeff Sheldon, folks, in a previous life, used to cover Husker volleyball for the Omaha World Herald.
Yep, and it's always, it's a lot more fun to watch them play now without having to spend the next 2 hours after the match is over putting together a story on deadline.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
I wish everyone that's covering that program now well. I'm happy that, it was a great experience for me. I'm happy with what I'm doing now as well, but it looks like, this is going to be another really special Husker volleyball team.
Number one.
A couple questions still out there. I was honestly a little bit surprised that they were preseason number one, but, I think that just means the landscape's kind of wide open in the country this year. Besides, maybe your Texas, Wisconsin's reloading, Minnesota's always really good, and Nebraska's got some of their own questions, but there's no definitive front runner like I think there was last year with Wisconsin.
Final Four in Omaha.
That's
that
right.
could be a big-time event, right?
I know one of our coworkers was trying to get in the online line to buy tickets to the Final Four, and she waited in line, I think, online for 35, 40 minutes and couldn't get tickets. So that those went right away, and it's going to be another experience, whether Nebraska's there or not, and we hope for our sake that they are.
Wonderful time of year, isn't it?
Absolutely.
All the energy on campus,
Yes.
And after the last couple of years, we need that, right? We need all that life that's that the campus and the alumni community bring to Lincoln, bring to campus, and starting it over here is a really exciting and unique way to get this all kicked off.
Second foreign football game in our history.
That's right. The first one was
Tokyo.
Kansas State in, 1992?
91 or 92, one of those years.
I think so. I remember, reading something recently about, there were more locals at that
92,
game
yeah.
in 1992 at the Tokyo Dome, and the Japanese audience knew nothing about American football, so they're just like cheering on punts and,
kicks.
Cheerleaders. What are those? So it's going to be a little bit more familiar, I think, on Saturday, but that's one of the things I'm excited about is just the number of local sports fans that are going to be able to see this game and just get exposed to something new.
They wouldn't cheer the touchdowns; they would cheer the point afters. That's what they were doing.
I mean, kicking,
in
it's deeply ingrained in these folks' sporting culture.
Andy, where's the boss? Where's Shelley?
Shelley is out right now near Galway. She's got a
Is that
group
right?
out there with. She was sending us texts earlier today that she was watching our sheep herding demonstration and all sorts of fun stuff out on the western part of the continent. I think they were doing Cliffs of Moher, that sort of thing. And they'll be getting to town late tomorrow in the day. So she's out living her life with that group.
Good.
Yeah.
That's Shelley Zaborowski, folks, who's the executive director of the Alumni Association. Thank you both for pushing through, staying awake, coming and joining us here tonight.
Thank you so much, Greg.
Appreciate
it's great
it,
to be here.
Good to have you here, and these guys will be busy the next. Once we get their body clocks adjusted to Ireland time, they're going to be great. Hey, Nebraska 811 says, go dig red. Before you dig, always call or click 811 to have your utility lines marked. It's free, it's easy, and it's the law. We are back with the Big Ten Blitz. That's coming up next.
A DUI is everything you didn't prepare for. You did not save for it. You did not train for it. You did not go to school for it. You did not raise your family or buy a house or get a job for it. It is not your life goal or a dream come true. You have planned for everything in your life. You did not plan for a DUI. Get a ride. A DUI costs more than you think.
Brought to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
The name of our new promotion says it all. Powerball First Millionaire of the Year. Through September 12th, buy a Powerball with Power Play ticket at any Nebraska Lottery retailer and enter the voucher number to win a trip to New York City for New Year's Eve on December 31st, 2022. Plus, you'll also get a chance to win $1 million and become the Powerball First Millionaire of 2023. Remember, this promotion ends on September 12th, so plan ahead and play today. Powerball top prize odds 1 in 292 million.
More Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic care first. Studies show that chiropractic is safe, drug-free, and the most effective treatment option for back, neck, and joint pain. It can also help patients of all ages reduce migraines, improve mobility, and maximize athletic performance. Keep the entire family healthy and active with natural, cost-effective chiropractic care. Find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
There is no place like Nebraska, and there is no place that treats you like your home like Sapp Brothers. For over 50 years, Sapp Brothers has fueled America's heartland and has been a reliable partner to local farms, businesses, and Huskers fans across Nebraska, providing the highest quality fuel, lubricants, and propane, servicing your farming equipment, and welcoming guests into our travel centers. Visit www.sappbros.net. Sapp Brothers is proud to be an official partner of Huskers Athletics. The 3-row 2022 Subaru Ascent. It's the biggest SUV Subaru has ever made. With room for up to 8, choice of second-row captain's chair or bench seating, plus standard symmetrical all-wheel drive with up to 27 miles per gallon. The 2022 Subaru Ascent. Love is now bigger than ever. Seating availability varies by trim level. EPA estimated highway fuel economy for 2022 Subaru Ascent and Ascent Premium models. Actual mileage may vary. Duto Subaru, located at 2750 Jamie Lane in Lincoln and online at dutosubaru.com.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
At CHI Health Clinic, we believe healthcare should be personal because knowing your provider personally makes appointments more comfortable, more productive, and more meaningful to your overall health. Get matched with a primary care provider based on your personality and lifestyle using CHI Health Clinic's My Provider Match. Take the survey at myprovidermatch.com to find the right provider for you. Getting healthier starts by getting personal at CHI Health Clinic.
I'm so glad we called SOS. RAC is the coldest.
I'm always the coldest.
SOS to the rescue.
Hey, this is Dakota Crawford, wide receiver from Louisiana, now playing in Lincoln. When your AC isn't the coldest, you call SOS Heating and Cooling. Their techs don't make commissions, so they give you an honest opinion, fair pricing, and longer warranties than the competition guaranteed. Take it from the coldest. We will keep you cool this summer.
Touchdown, Nebraska!
If you're doing business in Nebraska, the best way to connect your organization with the excitement surrounding the Huskers is through a partnership with Nebraska Athletics. You can take your business to the next level by reaching loyal Husker fans through in-venue signage, digital and social media, radio advertising, and more.
Got it!
Join the Husker team today and email partners@huskers.com to learn more about opportunities to connect with Husker Nation. That's partners@huskers.com.
Triple B Feed has the products to help your cows thrive. Whether it's weekly delivery of consumption-controlled Lumix liquid minerals with protein or Redmond natural mineral salt for livestock or humans, Triple B has you covered. Let Brian and Brad Blahorn take some of the stress out of your beef production this year. For more information and other products, visit triplebfeed.com. Triple B Feed, helping you and your cattle.
Let Shelter Insurance get you in the game this football season. The Nebraska Huskers are gearing up for another big year, and this is your chance to win tickets from Shelter Insurance and the Husker Radio Network. Contact a Nebraska Shelter agent, and they'll register you for a chance to win tickets to one of 4 home football games this season. Only Shelter agents can register you, so call, email, or drop by for your chance to win. Find an agent near you at shelterinsurance.com/Huskers and ask them to register you to win.
It's time to amp up the fun, now during the Ford Summer Supercharged sales event.
Just move on up.
Get great offers on select Ford vehicles, and you'll not only bring back the fun, you'll supercharge it. So stop by the Summer Supercharged sales event at your Ford dealer and discover how Ford can take your summer to a whole new level. Not all models, trims, or features may be available. Contact your dealer for information.
Just move on up.
Our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center is sponsored by Acres. They are the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. Well, it's that time again for the Big Ten Blitz. Each week we check in on some of the teams around the conference as they get ready for some matchups. So here we go. Let's rock it with the Big Ten Blitz.
Big Ten Blitz. Illinois.
And here to talk about the Illini, Steve Kelly of the Illinois Network. The Illini will open the season on Saturday against Wyoming. Steve, what have been some of the headlines in camp for Brett Bielema's second year?
Well, it's been kind of a closed-door camp for the most part for Brett Bielema going into his second year, as you mentioned. There'll be a new starter at quarterback, Tommy DeVito, a transfer from Syracuse, although it's not been officially named, but clearly from what we have been able to see, he's been taking most of the reps in practice. The running back depth is outstanding. Chase Brown, coming off of a 1,000-yard year last year and 5 touchdowns, averaged almost 6 yards a carry. Josh McCray is also back. I think the question mark offensively will be in the wide receiver room. They've got a playmaker in Isaiah Williams, who had 47 receptions last year and 4 touchdowns. But after that, I think there are some question marks. Who else will be able to catch the ball? They've got some guys who've been around a while, familiar names like Casey Washington and Brian Hightower, that need to step it up. So offensively, I think they'll be able to move the ball, but they really need to be able to pass the ball better than they did last year. They only passed for an average of 156 yards a game last season.
Kicking game. Talk to me about that a little bit, because Blake Hayes was such a great punter. James McCourt has handled that place kicking duty for a couple of years. What about that spot on the team?
Those guys are gone that you just mentioned, and they've been here what seemed like forever. Blake Hayes out of Australia, replaced by another Australian, Hugh Robertson, who was here last year, didn't see any action. Another, as I mentioned, a guy from down under, and he's 29 years old. He had served in the Australian military. So he's kind of the guy they're calling Grandpa on this team, but he'll be taking over as the punter. Place kicking duties will go to Caleb Griffin, a guy that actually played a little bit last year. They had him listed kind of as a part-time wide receiver, and he actually fielded some punts, mainly caught some punts last year for the Illini, but he'll be the place kicker.
Let's talk Wyoming a little bit, Steve. They're coming off of a bowl season. What's the early scout on the Cowboys?
Well, Illinois is about a 10-point favorite in this game. Wyoming has one win all time against the Big Ten. They beat Wisconsin a few years ago, but they're something like 1-18 or 19 against the Big Ten. But as you mentioned, they did go to a bowl game. They were 7-6 last year. But interestingly enough, they were only 2-6 in the Mountain West. Then they got things turned around late there and got into a bowl game and won that Idaho Potato Bowl, I believe it was. Greg Bowl is in his 9th season at Wyoming. He's probably a familiar name to you guys, right?
Sure is, yeah.
Nebraska guy. And he has gotten the Cowboys to 4 bowl games in his tenure there, and they've won 3 in a row, so they've won 3 out of 4. However, they lost a lot of people due to the transfer portal. So they have some guys going. Their leading rusher, one of their leading receivers took off, and now they picked up 7 or 8 guys, and half of them from Big Ten schools, but don't know too much about how they'll fit into their plans, though, this year.
The Illini host the Cowboys Saturday, 3 o'clock in Champaign on BTN. Steve Kelly of the Illinois Network. Steve, we appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Always my pleasure, Greg. Good to talk to you.
Big Ten Blitz. Indiana.
Here to talk about Indiana football, Zach Osterman of the Indianapolis Star. Indiana coming off a really tough 2021. It's probably been a long off season for the Hoosiers, so camp's well underway now. Zach, what have been some of the headlines of the camp?
Well, I think obviously the quarterback battle is kind of in this proxy for just a wider change. New offense, new coordinator on defense, Tom Allen sort of resuming play calling duties on defense, tons of transfers, some freshmen that I expect, if not to start, then at least contribute right away. it has been, you say a tough offseason. I think it's been a soul-searching offseason for Indiana. And I think it's also been an offseason that, no matter what happened in 2021, was really going to be a bit of a turning of the page for IU. That, the allowed sort of COVID year let Indiana have some guys stick around a little bit longer than what they normally would have. But there were a lot of guys that probably were going to matriculate on from Indiana last year anyway. Because Indiana went 2-10, the whole thing just feels a little bit more like a system shock than it would have if even, let's say, they'd gone 8-5. Something relatively middle of the road for what we thought they were capable of last season. And so it's kind of been this mixture of, again, this real sort of soul-searching and a lot of uncertainty, frankly, because there's been so much roster and staff turnover.
Zach, like Nebraska, Indiana's opening with a conference game, but they're going to play Illinois, who's already played a game. They can't do anything about that, but that's got to cause a little concern, I would think, for Coach Allen.
Yeah, I think that's a big part of the reason Indiana's been pretty secretive this offseason. This is the first time in all my years on the beat here that we've not been allowed any in-person spring practice access, not counting, obviously, some COVID things at different times. They've been very secretive about offensive installation, not wanting to put anything on film. Tom Allen has even come out and said basically like, I'm going to name the starter at quarterback, but I'm not going to tell anybody publicly because we just don't want to give Illinois any distinct sort of early advantage. The flip side, obviously, is Indiana's going to have something Illinois doesn't have, which is tape. And Illinois in particular, I'm sure there's going to be ways they can scrape together little bits and pieces. But Illinois is going to be asking a lot of the same questions that you and I will about Indiana before kickoff on September 4th, whereas, while obviously there hasn't been as much change in Champaign, Indiana will have 60 minutes of game film, however bland, however vanilla, to analyze to get ready for the Illini. So I imagine that Indiana would kind of prefer it be Illinois' first game too, but I think there are some advantages built in there that Illinois won't have that IU will.
Zach, the two teams are going to have to introduce themselves to one another, right? I mean, what is it, 2017, the last time these guys met on a football field?
Yep, and I mean, this used to be, you can hear people argue about whether or not it was truly a rivalry. I think Illinois fans probably felt it was a little bit more of a rivalry than IU fans did. But obviously, if nothing else, by geographic proximity, these were two programs that in football, in basketball, would get together a lot. It would get, it could get heated at times. Again, that was a little bit more in basketball, and I think IU fans anyway perceived it as being a little bit more sort of Illinois-driven than Indiana-driven. But I think in football, where they've always kind of fit together, is it's two programs that feel like they're sort of most of the time, not always, but most of the time, kind of trying to walk the same path. And when they play one another, I think both of these programs will be feeling like if we lose this game, our path to 6-6, 7-5, a bowl game gets narrower very quickly. But on the other hand, especially in Indiana's case with Idaho and Western Kentucky at home after this game, if Indiana can win this game, it's not hard to chart a path to being 3-0 when you go to Cincinnati at the end of September. And then suddenly you're feeling a little bit better about yourself after, as we've discussed, a really difficult 2021.
Can't wait. It's a Friday, September 2nd game. Indiana hosting Illinois, 7 o'clock Central on FS1. Zach Osterman of the Indianapolis Star. Zach, we appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, as always.
Big Ten Blitz. Purdue.
And here to talk about the Boilermakers, Mike Carmen of the Journal Courier. Purdue set to open their season on September the 1st, a Thursday night primetime game with Penn State. The Boilers trying to build on the momentum of last year's 9-win team. And, Mike, let's talk about camp. What have been some of the storylines? No quarterback controversy in West Lafayette. Has there been anything for you to write about with this team in camp?
Well, there's always something to write about, but I think for the most part, their number one guys are pretty well set when you go across the depth chart. There's not a lot of position battles for the top spots. They've had some guys, some injuries, off-season surgeries that have slowed some guys' progress at the cornerback position. But other than that, they're pretty well set. Now it's about establishing that depth and making sure you've got guys that come in and relieve the starters. And I think that's kind of where Purdue's at right now.
Mike, how big of an addition to the portal was Charlie Jones, who has earned his stripes at Iowa in the Big Ten Conference? How big of an addition is that for Purdue?
Well, it probably gives them the number one receiver that they need. As you know, David Bell's gone to the NFL. Rondell Moore has gone to the NFL. Milton Wright didn't make his grade, so they don't have that NFL caliber wide receiver right now. Now maybe Charlie Jones becomes that, and him and Aiden O'Connell have a history together going back to team football, so that will definitely help. But Charlie Jones is also going to help in the return game. Purdue has not had much of a return game, especially punt returning during Jeff Brom's tenure, and maybe that can be a difference for Purdue this year.
Well, we knew George Karlaftis was an NFL guy from the time he stepped on campus. What about that side of the ball? Is there that kind of an impact player for Purdue this year?
No, there's not individually. All that's going to come from a group. They can probably go 3 deep on the defensive line right now, and 3 deep at a couple of the defensive end positions. But one guy that's like George, no. They're going to have to get production from multiple guys, and I think as long as they stay healthy, they'll have an opportunity to do that. They're going to have to win a lot of one-on-one matchups because there's really nobody on the defensive line that you need to double or triple team right now, and that's no disrespect to Purdue's players, but George was double and triple teamed a lot. There's nobody on that line right now that you need to do that to, and so they're going to have to win some one-on-one matchups to have an impact. But I think the depth is going to be a big key for them to keep their guys fresh late in games.
All right, let's take a quick peek to the opener. Thursday the 1st, Penn State comes to town. I think it's been a while since they've been to West Lafayette. What's your early read on this matchup?
Actually, the last time they were in West Lafayette was 2016, and they put up 64 points maybe on the Boilermakers.
Oh, boy.
And then the next Darrell Hazel was fired, and the path to Jeff Brom started after that. So Purdue's going to have to win the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. Last time they played Penn State in 2019, Penn State sacked Purdue quarterbacks 10 times. And I don't think they have the same personnel they had 3 years ago, but Purdue's going to have to find a way to win the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. If they can do that, they're going to have time to get their passing game going and, allow some of their defensive players to make some plays. But as you know, that's not an easy thing to do against Penn State. They're usually stout up front on both sides, and Purdue's going to have to figure out a way to win the line of scrimmage that night.
Well, I can't wait. This will be a good one. Thursday, September the 1st, Purdue hosts Penn State, 7 o'clock Central on Big Fox. Mike Kermit of the Journal-Courier. Mike, we appreciate it. Thank you so much. We'll touch base later in the year.
All right, thanks.
Big Ten Blitz.
All of our contributors appear with us on our Sports Nightly Hotline, which is brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime. With 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned, you can always find what you're looking for with Woodhouse. We're back with more of the show coming up.
Discover the pinnacle of American automotive design with the all-new Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer. Woodhouse Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Blair is your Wagoneer certified dealer, delivering an experience to match the premium quality of your vehicle, making your choice easy. The all-new Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer are equipped with state-of-the-art technology, a luxurious, expansive cabin, and confident capability you would expect from this legendary SUV. Visit us in-store or online at WoodhouseChryslerJeepDodge.com.
I'm University of Nebraska-Lincoln student Hannah Pham with Campus News. Nebraska has taken over leadership from Princeton University in coordinating the U.S. physics community at the Large Hadron Collider in Switzerland. For its role, Nebraska has been awarded over $50 million in National Science Foundation grants. This cutting-edge work at the world's largest particle accelerator helps physicists uncover the origins and makeup of the universe.
They give it off to Yant. Dives! He's in! Touchdown! Nebraska! Stop by Nickland Head! 9 blocks!
Hey Huskers fans, this Saturday, join us for a jam-packed day of Husker sports beginning at 7:30 a.m. with Huskers game day against Northwestern. We'll take you through pregame from kickoff to the final whistle and all the way through to the last phone call on Big Red Reaction. At 6:30 p.m., Nebraska volleyball pregame coverage begins for Nebraska's showdown with Pepperdine. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Thanks for calling Toyota. This is Jan. How can I help? Hi, thanks for telling my family and me about Toyota's national sales event.
Oh, you're welcome.
We got a new RAV4 during the event, and it's been great.
Well, that makes me happy. Right now through September 6th, it is the best time to drive off in a new Camry Hybrid, Tacoma, and more. So what are you up to?
You know, we took the RAV4 to a great spot. We've hiked, rafted, and now we're exploring a cave.
Amazing. You're inside a cave right now?
Yep.
Well, I'm glad the RAV4 could make it all happen.
Yeah, my wife talked me into spelunking. I'm actually a complete and absolute amateur. Huh, I could have done without the echo on that.
Toyota's national sales event is on. Visit your participating Toyota dealer today to enjoy every last second of summer. Toyota, let's go places. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Dealer inventory may vary. Event ends September 6th.
I'm so glad we called SOS. RAC is the coldest.
I'm always the coldest.
SOS to the rescue.
Hey, this is Dakota Crawford, wide receiver from Louisiana, now playing in Lincoln. When your AC isn't the coldest, you call SOS Heating and Cooling. Their techs don't make commissions, so they give you an honest opinion, fair pricing, and longer warranties than the competition, guaranteed. Take it from the coldest. We will keep you cool this summer.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
I'm University of Nebraska-Lincoln student Hannah Pham with Campus News. Students in Nebraska's Rake School of Computer Science and Management created software that is saving a Nebraska e-commerce company 34,000 hours of work per year. Created by a group of 5 Rake School students for their Design Studio Capstone project, this software is one of 300 real-world software solutions created by Rake School students.
Discover the pinnacle of American automotive design with the all-new Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer. Woodhouse Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Blair is your Wagoneer certified dealer, delivering an experience to match the premium quality of your vehicle, making your choice easy. The all-new Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer are equipped with state-of-the-art technology, a luxurious, expansive cabin, and confident capability you would expect from this legendary SUV. Visit us in-store or online at WoodhouseChryslerJeepDodge.com.
Sports Timing Hotline brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime with 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned. You can always find what you are looking for with Woodhouse. Greg Sharpe, rejoined by Jessica Coody in the heart of Dublin.
Yes.
Huskers.
Greg, while you were doing that segment, I was walking around, spoke to a number of Husker fans. I love Husker fans.
Yeah, aren't they great?
They're so nice. I just love chatting with them. You had to pull me away and to come do this next segment. So, man, they showed up, and we knew that all along. It's definitely going to be a pro-Nebraska crowd in this stadium
Seen
on
any
Saturday.
purple?
I have not seen a single. I think I saw one at the airport, but other than that, I've not seen any purple.
It's I think it's
all red in Nebraska, and I don't even know. Do you think they even have a Buskers equivalent of Wildcats or whatever?
Nope, I do not. I don't think they'll have that at all for this. But
Wildcats.
Today was a good day. It was a little bit cooler, mid-60s, overcast, no rain. That was great. You got a chance to go out and walk around a little bit around the stadium.
Yeah, so I went on a walk this morning. It was awesome. Saw a little bit of where we're staying. We're staying closer to the stadium than the team is, and so we're within walking distance, but it was beautiful and felt more like football weather than I know starting out football season is hot and that's what you deal with, but today felt more like that fall type of cooler weather, and I know the players loved it.
We touched on it in hour number 1, but the big story today was that the black shirts were passed out. 9 of them today. 2 brand new black shirts. Colton Feast from UTAN, the walk-on. What a great story that is. And Marquis Buford. We heard from Marquis in hour number 1. But I'm happy for all 9, but for those 2, I know today was really, really special.
Yes, no doubt about it. And again, just seeing the reactions when those 2, it's just so funny because you know when it's 2 guys that have not received a black shirt yet, because the whole team was just really amping it up for them and making it really special for them. And you know, when I was interviewing Marquis at the end, players just kept coming up to him and were cheering him in the background. And so that's how he was impressive in the interview, but then he also did it with a lot of people kind of cheering him on and rooting for him in the background and giving him a hard time. But, yeah, him and Colton Feast, when Colton ran out onto the field, because it's kind of one at a time. It was almost like he was playing like a movie a little bit, because it was like one at a time they were running out there, and when they would get out there, like people would cheer, like the staff, the offensive players, some of the other defensive players. But when Colton and Marquis ran out there, they got the loudest cheer. It was really neat. And again, just seeing Marquis just embrace Coach Shander. I mean, it was a long hug. You can just tell he was so emotional. I was like, oh, that's so. Like, it made me emotional because it means so much to these guys.
Was there a PA voice going, now Garrett Nelson?
In my mind, there was.
Caleb Tanner.
In my mind, I was hearing Greg Sharpe or
Nate
Rohr
yeah.
announcing one by one the black shirts running out there. They should have given me the mic or something, but it was really, really neat for sure.
Cool. Nate Rohr, you just jogged my memory. Big announcement today for college softball is Carol Hutchins, the longtime 38-year head coach of the Michigan Wolverines, announced her retirement. She's been one of the fixtures of that sport for decades.
And didn't really let on at all that there was any inkling. I mean, she is one of the GOATs of college softball. I mean, Rhonda Rivella is in there, Patty Gasso was in there, and no doubt that's an elite group of women that have paved the way and made this sport and taken it to where it is today. And, you know, coming off a season, there was no inclination that it was coming. And so
no.
Nick Burkhart, husband of Maddie Fowler Burkhart, and I were just sitting over there chatting a little bit about it, just shocked, you know, that it came out. And you wonder about the timing of it a little bit, but also you never know, too, if maybe there's somebody in mind that they thought it could be a little bit seamless. It just, to me, I did not see that coming. I thought she had a few more years.
You hope it's not a health issue, right?
Absolutely,
I mean,
absolutely.
You're kind of worried that could be. I texted with Nate. I go, who's next? And he said they have an assistant head coach named Bonnie Thole, who's probably the coach in waiting.
So that being said, again, and I don't know what the situation and what goes into that there, but I'll just go back to my experience when I was at Oklahoma with Bob Stoops and Lincoln Riley. The timing of when Bob Stoops retired kind of allowed for Lincoln Riley to move into that spot, whereas if it would have been a long, drawn-out process, you might go through a big search. And, you know, a lot of times a head coach has been around a program and done what they've done, knows who needs to take the reins next, right? And so if you open it up and you have a big farewell tour, then it becomes this big search. Whereas if you do it like this, it kind of, you have to get it going pretty quickly because fall ball's right around the corner. You've got recruiting, so it has to happen pretty quickly. So you almost wonder too if maybe that played into it too, just the timing of making sure that, you know, who she felt she was next becomes next.
Could be.
And again, just speculation. I'm just saying that.
Just giant news in the world of softball from today. Carol Hutchins, 38 years. And the amazing thing with Carol Hutchins, she's not a Michigan grad. She went to Michigan State.
Yeah.
So she coaches against her alma mater. And in fact, she went to the Michigan State Hall of Fame a year or so
ago. Yeah, they honored her. And
Yes.
when they had the Big Ten tournament there, they did a big deal with her. Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty sure she threw out the first pitch. So.
I could see that she would.
Yeah.
And of course, Huskers won
I think
that
it was
tournament.
the championship game against
Nebraska and Michigan. Oh, in Oklahoma City.
No, who was in the championship?
Michigan and Nebraska.
Okay, maybe she did throw it out.
We beat them.
Yeah, but I couldn't remember who Nebraska played. But
yeah,
I'm pretty sure she threw out the first pitch. But they honored her, and there was a lot of special stuff going on there. But absolutely a massive name, pillar of college softball, and it is definitely the talk of all the college softball world today.
Absolutely. Well, we mentioned earlier in the segment how nice a day it was today. Let's give you our game day weather forecast presented by SOS, the coldest. It's not going to be the coldest. 67 is the forecasted high for Saturday. We've had light winds since we've been here, so I wouldn't expect that to change much. But as of right now, a dry forecast for the Huskers game with the Wildcats. 5:30 local time, 11:30 back in the Central Time Zone for that game. This weather report brought to you by SOS Heating and Cooling, with fair prices, honest opinions, and longer warranties. They are the Omaha area's trustworthy company since 1950. The weather a little different than when you were here back in November.
And they're the coldest.
When it
they,
was,
they need to incorporate the coldest into their reads.
Well, he's in the commercials.
I know, but
yeah,
no, it was cold here when I came here in November, so it's a lot more pleasant. But everybody we talk to, Uber, people that work around the event, anywhere that we've spoken to that are from here, said that this is the best week of weather they've had all year. So
we brought it with us.
That's what they keep saying, is that we brought it with them. Except it would be a little too hot over there. So it's kind of a mix of both, I feel like.
Time to tell you to buckle up, put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. We are at Buskers, one last segment here on a Wednesday night Hump Day edition of Sports Sunday. We're back to wrap things up next.
Want to get all the latest Husker news straight to your phone? Need to be the first of your friends to get the scoop on all things Huskers? Sign up for text alerts from Nebraska Athletics. Text Huskers to 83200 to get game time notifications and updates, breaking news, special ticket offers, and more straight to your phone. All the Husker news is just a quick text away. Just text Huskers to 83200. Standard text messaging rates apply and may vary by carrier.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm Student Government President Jake Drake with Campus News. A record 54 Husker students earned the Benjamin A. Gilman International Scholarship in the 2021-2022 academic year. This nationally competitive scholarship provides funding for study and internship abroad opportunities for high-achieving students who might not otherwise be able to afford them. Recipients include students from Crete, Norfolk, North Platte, Raymond, Omaha, and Lincoln.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
We might have just come out with our most refreshing Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer yet. It's called the Essential Collection. It's made with coconut water and real fruit juice, so it's always going to have a real refreshing fruit taste. Can refreshing get any more refreshing? Yep, it can, and it just did. Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, made with coconut water and real fruit juice for a superior taste. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, IRC Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Back, final few minutes. Sports Island here on a Wednesday night, live from Buskers down in the basement. Two-tier bar down in the basement. It's got all the games, the pool. You might hear some ping pong going on in the back. Pool tables. Yeah, there's some guys now playing some pool over there. Those some Husker guys maybe playing some pool over there. So folks having a good time.
I think it's our crew. It's the digital crew over there.
I think it is. Yeah. That'll be fun.
They're having fun while we're over here working.
I'll go join them next.
Yes.
Shoot a little pool with those guys. We do have time to tell you that Husker Athletics is offering a Big Ten ticket package. All the non-conference football games are sold out, but the 4 conference games you have a chance to still get in to see. Those will be Indiana, Illinois, Minnesota, Wisconsin. If you're interested, go visit huskers.com/tickets. So the first one of those, October the 1st, will be the Indiana Hoosiers. All right, tomorrow, another practice. The head coach will meet with the media afterwards. We'll recap that for you tomorrow night on the program. We're hoping to lasso Brendan Stye. He's over here. He told me he would stop by tomorrow night, and you're working on getting us somebody from here. We have to have an Irish accent on the program.
I think I've got one of the organizers of the event that's going to stop by and chat with us about that. So, yeah, we could not have shows out here and not have some sort of Irish accent. So,
quick story. So I'm there waiting for the press conference to start. It was out in Aviva Stadium, but off to the side because they keep you off the grass. And one of the people from the stadium, we were just chatting, and he goes, so which team warms up first Saturday? And I go, come again? He goes, well, which team comes out and warms up first? I go, well, they kind of come out at the same time. They just break the field in half. He goes, really? So apparently that's not a rugby or a soccer deal.
I mean, I've been getting a lot of questions about how this is going to work. I think you take for granted, I think, being in the United States where football is king and you got the NFL. And I know NFL is big over in England. They've had tremendous success with moving the NFL and having games over there. But you just kind of take for granted that it's kind of like us with cricket we were talking about. Like,
no clue.
What's going on with cricket? And the fact that, they're intrigued about how everything works, and they just assume that it works like soccer, and it definitely doesn't. And but I think it'll be fun to see. I know there's going to be a lot of Husker fans there, and there will be some Northwestern fans, but to see some of the Irish folks come and check it out, what their take on this football thing is here, because it's just not a thing here.
We've had a couple of Uber and taxi drivers, and they really don't know a lot about it.
What time's the match? Good luck on your match. What are some of the? It's literally soccer terms. It's kind of like when Tim does the ticker and says football terms when he's talking about soccer. It's like literally like the people here are asking about football, and they're using soccer terms to talk about football.
Hey, I'm told that the chat room group, they were very concerned about your shirt last night, which you did clear up at the end of the night.
I knew they would be. You failed to tell me, and I thought we were just doing audio.
It's an 11th hour decision.
So I came in down wearing just look, there's no air conditioning around here because they don't need it most of the time, but it is hot. And so I was just wearing like shorts and a t-shirt, ran down to record the show. But it's a foundation that helps shelter animals that I'd worked with in the past. And so, I had on, and it had a paw print, but it was cutting off everything but the paw print. So I know people were like, what team is Jessica rocking? I promise it was a nonprofit organization. I was not for Clemson, not for Northwestern, or whatever animal has a paw. I was not wearing that shirt last night.
I'm told there was a great debate.
Well, I mean, it was a nonprofit organization. It's your fault. You didn't tell me we were recording.
The OGs they're gatekeepers of that deal.
And I knew that they would notice it, but I didn't think about it till the end. I'm like, oh my goodness, you can only see the paw print. So people are going to be like, what is that paw print?
All right, you got your Husker garb on tonight.
Yes,
Good.
I do.
Yeah,
Shout out Al with Adidas is here, and
yes, he is.
He hooked me up. I am so excited about my gear for the sideline starting on Saturday. He hooked it up. All of the equipment stuff just been phenomenal. We cannot say it enough. It should be said every day this week that this would not be possible without the work that they've done and those black shirts being ready today.
Right.
All of the above, everything they've done to make all of this possible. Shout out to the equipment staff, and Al with Adidas is here as well. At Buskers.
At
He's over
Buskers.
there. I tried to get him to come on. He said no.
In the cursive writing.
Yes.
Buskers. Yeah. Thanks to Kirk and to Brandon, too, for setting this up. We had a little multi-camera setup here for the show tonight, so everybody can watch this on YouTube. Back tomorrow night, one more night at Buskers. If you know somebody that's in Ireland looking for a place to go hang out with some Husker fans, this will be the place, and we expect it to be pretty packed tomorrow night.
Yeah, and we were not on the live speakers tonight, but I think we're working out to try to get that worked out tomorrow where people can hear it, because we had a couple people asking if they could hear the show.
All right, thanks to Mike, Tim, Andrew, and all of you for listening tonight. Have yourself a great night. We'll wrap it up tomorrow night on Sports Alley from right back here in Buskers. We'll hear from the head coach tomorrow night. He'll meet with the media after the practice. We're getting close, everybody. About 72 hours for some Husker football. Have a great night.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Turn. Give it off to the fullback. Stuffed and stopped. Stuffed and stopped at the 32-yard line. It's a loss of a yard. Huskers will take over on down.
Hey, Huskers fans, tomorrow, join us for Sports Nightly from 6 to 8 p.m. from Buskers Bar in Dublin, Ireland, as we'll break down another Nebraska football practice report with head coach Scott Frost and make our Big Ten picks for Week 0 of the college football season. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Families who travel to Nebraska's only Ronald McDonald House are facing extremely uncomfortable situations. Their child is sick in an unfamiliar city, unsure of how to handle it all. But when they walk in the Ronald McDonald House, they can find comfort in the little things. A quiet moment away from the bombardment of beeps and buzzes in a hospital room. The taste of a home-cooked meal. A calming voice saying it'll be okay. Help us provide the little things that make a big difference. Support a one-night stay for a family in need by visiting rmhcomaha.org/Huskers.
Hey, Husker fans, it's time to gear up for the season. So let's do it right. Jerseys, hats, hoodies, and more. Shields has everything you need to show your Nebraska pride. Visit our fan shop online or in-store for the biggest and best brands in the game. You'll find the right gear to level up your team spirit with all the essentials for your pregame parking lot party.